Erica, I think we're ready. You can go ahead and let people in.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time to be part of this important conversation about the future of generative AI in St. Johns County schools. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that we've disabled video for our guests tonight to save bandwidth. Additionally, Our team will only turn on cameras when we are speaking to ensure the best experience during our time together. Thank you for understanding. Hello again, and my name is Kim Dixon, and I'm here with the amazing team from Instructional Resources and Media Services. In addition to instructional materials and libraries, our team supports technology learning across the district for students, staff, and teachers. Thank you to those of you who are joining us on our live YouTube channel. If you are unable to join the Zoom meeting and are watching us live on the channel, know that your opinions matter also. You too will have an opportunity to provide input and volunteer to join a cohort at the end of this meeting. We are in the process of forming an AI task force that will be organized into several focus cohorts. Each cohort will explore a different area of AI use in our district. Before those cohorts begin their work, we want to hear from you. Input from families, staff, students, and community members is essential in helping us shape the direction and priorities for these focus cohorts. Later in the meeting, you'll have the opportunity to complete a form if you're interested in joining one of the focus cohorts and contributing more deeply to this work. If at any time during this presentation you experience sound or technical difficulties, please leave this Zoom session and rejoin using the same link. This meeting's video and chat are being recorded both on Zoom and YouTube to ensure we capture everyone's input. If you've joined us on Zoom and need to leave but would like to continue to watch on YouTube, just search for SJCSD Media Services YouTube on Google or your favorite search engine and select the Live tab. We're grateful you're here and look forward to hearing your insights. So let's get started. First, I'd like to introduce the Instructional Resources and Media Services team, or as we like to call ourselves, IRMS. Our department supports all instructional materials across the district, including textbooks, media centers, and applied technology, ensuring teachers and students have the resources they need to learn, grow, and innovate. We're fortunate to have an incredible team. Allison Burball, Tina Hemby, and Dr. Diane Lawson make up our Applied Technology Program Specialist team. They support digital learning tools, emerging technologies, and AI integration. Amelia Zakowski, our program specialist for instructional media, supports our media specialists who play an active role in training teachers and delivering technology instruction to students that not only includes digital citizenship, online safety, and research, but also the safe, effective, and ethical utilization of AI in their work. Erica Jackson Desmore, our executive secretary, is the backbone of our department and keeps everything running smoothly. Michael Israel, Tamara Ivano Lane, and Natalie Sklorenko make up our textbook team, managing all textbooks and dual enrollment materials. While they could not join us online tonight, they are a very important part of our team and are also supporting this effort. We're proud to work alongside our schools and community as we explore the future of AI in education. Here's a quick look at what we'll cover together this evening. We'll begin by reviewing the goals for tonight's meeting and the larger purpose of the AI task force. From there, we'll walk through a few shared norms to help guide our conversation and ensure everyone's voice is heard. Next, we'll provide a brief overview of the current St. Johns County School District guidelines and tools related to generative AI so that everyone has the same foundation before we move into discussion. While AI is quickly becoming ubiquitous, it is an umbrella term that encompasses a plethora of tools and resources we utilize daily. Generative AI includes the specific tools we use to create new content from existing information, but more on that later. After that, we'll explain how the breakout rooms will work. You'll have time in small groups to share your thoughts, questions, and hopes around AI use in our district. Finally, we'll come back together to look at big ideas from the breakout discussions and talk through next steps, including how you can get involved in a task force cohort if you're interested. Now, over to Amelia, who's going to go over our goals. Amelia?
Thank you, Ms. Dixon. Our district is forming an AI task force with overall goals of creating clear, thoughtful guidance on how generative AI should be used across St. Johns County school districts, in classrooms, in operations, and in communication with our families and community. We know this can only be done well with your input. That's why tonight is structured around hearing from you. Your perspectives will help us determine the focus areas for our cohort groups and shape the recommendations that will guide our district's approach to AI moving forward. To do this, the task force will work through focus cohorts that explore the key areas of classroom and teacher use, student voice, professional learning, operational safety, and board policy. Now, over to Mrs. Dixon to share more about the cohorts.
Thank you, Amelia. The AI task force will be made up of these focus cohorts. The groups on the screen will focus on specific areas of AI use across our district and will be comprised of faculty, students, staff, parents, guardians, community members, business partners, and other stakeholders interested in supporting this initiative. The classroom and teacher use cohort will explore how AI can support instruction, including academic integrity. Our district recognizes the importance of student voice, and this cohort will focus on how students can safely and effectively use AI tools while adhering to academic integrity expectations. Our hope is that St. Johns County School District students are actively involved with our faculty, staff, and community members in the student voice group. A professional learning cohort will explore teacher and staff training needs and identify professional learning aligned to responsible AI use. They will help determine specific training for teachers and staff and work closely with our applied technology team and curriculum team to identify the best tools and resources to focus on for effective use. An operational safety cohort will look at how AI systems can be implemented safely and securely to protect our staff and students. Finally, one of our most important goals is to support our amazing school board. To this end, the board policy cohort will work to draft recommendations surrounding AI so our board can create solid policy aligned to laws, guidelines, and expectations. They will utilize feedback from each cohort to determine their direction. You'll have an opportunity later to let us know if you'd like to participate in one of these groups. The insights you provide tonight will help guide the work of these cohorts as we move forward. Groups will be led by school and district faculty and staff and are expected to hold their first meeting in February. Any additional meetings can be scheduled as needed by each team. If you're interested in continuing the conversation we start tonight, you'll have the opportunity at the end of the meeting to join one of the cohorts. Now, let's hear from Tina about our norms. Tina?
Thank you, Ms. Dixon. Before we move into our discussions, we want to take a moment to introduce the norms that will guide our time together. We're using the word voice because our goal tonight is simple. We want to hear your voice. Your experiences, questions, and perspectives are essential to shaping the work of this task force. These norms will help everyone and create a space where we can contribute comfortably. The first is value everyone's input. Each of us brings a different experience and viewpoints to this conversation, and all of those perspectives matter. We invite you to contribute in ways that help create a respectful and open space for sharing. Next is observing the meeting etiquette. In the main room, you are automatically muted. While in the breakout room, you would have an opportunity to unmute. Please unmute yourself when you are not speaking and try to avoid interruptions so everyone can follow the conversation clearly. We are asking that you interact in the breakout rooms. The chat is turned off here in the main room, but once we're in our breakout room, you'll be able to use the chat to share ideas, ask questions, or add comments. This helps captures everyone's voice, even if you prefer typing over speaking. Our fourth norm is contribute with intention. Please keep your remarks concise and focused so that we can make the most of our time together and to ensure a space where everyone who wants to participate. And finally, engage fully. We encourage you to be present, attentive, and ready to share the breakout room. Your input tonight will directly shape the work of this task force moving forward. Thank you in advance for helping us create a thoughtful and collaborative environment. Next, we'll hear from Dr. Lawson, who will share the current information about AI in St. Johns County School District.
Thank you, Tina. As we navigate the current landscape of generative AI in our district, it's important to highlight the foundational work already in place. St. Johns County School District has updated its Acceptable Use Policy, or AUP, to include guidance specific to generative AI. Building on that policy, our team has developed 2 guiding documents to support responsible use of generative AI for both teachers and students. These resources represent our first steps toward establishing clear expectations and promoting safe, consistent practices across St. Johns County School District. The first document is a student-facing guide for using generative AI responsibly. It begins with a clear definition of generative AI. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that generates original content such as essays, images, music, or videos. The document includes three sections. The Good to Go section outlines best practices for appropriate use. The Be Cautious section reminds students to check for bias and helps them understand that AI can make mistakes. The Never section reinforces that students should never share personally identifying information and should avoid using AI when it is not allowed. The second document is a one-pager for teachers. The teacher guidance aligns with our current student and staff AUP and defines AI and generative AI with examples to support clarity. For clarification, AI is artificial intelligence, which has been around for many years. We can see that in spell checking or GPS navigation. It's an umbrella term that includes generative AI. Tonight, we're going to focus on generative AI and how it can be used in classrooms. This document provides guidance on communicating expectations for student use, encouraging teachers to be explicit about what is and is not allowed, and recommends collaborating with curriculum specialists and department leads on content-specific best practices. The included table shows the generative AI tools available in St. Johns County School District, their purpose, and who can use them. The AUP section outlining expectations for generative AI use reflects the current policy expectation across the district. These documents have been shared with all St. Johns County School District schools, and copies will be dropped in the chat for you to download at the end of the meeting. These guidelines help define the boundaries and expectations for AI in our district. Next, Allison's going to show how those guidelines come to life through the tools that we've carefully reviewed and approved for use. Allison?
Thanks, Dr. Lawson. Any AI tool we use has gone through a review and approval process. This means we've looked closely at student data privacy, security, and how the tool is used in learning. We are being very intentional about what we approve and why. The tools across the top are tools that teachers and students can use. Copilot along the bottom is a tool that is only available for teachers and staff. Magic School is our newest AI tool and one we're especially excited about. It is designed specifically for education. Magic School uses generative AI to help teachers save time on things like lesson planning and differentiation. It also includes age-appropriate tools students can use with guidance. Built-in safeguards help ensure the tool is used responsibly in classrooms. Adobe Express is a creative tool students and teachers use to design presentations, videos, posters, and other visual projects. It uses AI to support creativity through safe image generation. Reading Coach is a tool that supports reading practice. It uses AI to listen as students read and give real-time feedback on accuracy and pacing. Teachers or students can use the AI to create short stories based on students' interests and reading level, giving students more personalized and engaging practice. At the high school level, Turnitin has long been used to support academic integrity and now includes an AI detection feature, which is also used by organizations like the College Board. Microsoft Copilot is an AI chatbot available to our teachers and staff. It helps users draft, summarize, and organize information more efficiently. Our goal has never been to rush into AI, but to be thoughtful and intentional, selecting tools that support instruction, protect students, and encourage responsible use. Moving forward, we're excited to work with our AI cohorts to explore these tools, learn from different perspectives, and help guide next steps for our district. As we prepare to go into our breakout rooms, Dr. Lawson is going to explain how this works.
Thanks, Allison. Now that you've heard a little about the work we've started and the generative AI tools available in St. Johns County School District, we want to gather input from you. In just a moment, we'll move into breakout rooms. These groups are designed to gather your input on generative AI in our school district. You'll be placed into a room automatically, and you'll click Join Room when the pop-up appears on your screen. Once you're in the room and the discussion begins, please feel free to raise your hand. Once your name is called, you can unmute to share. The chat is also available if you would rather just type your comment. Each room has a facilitator who will guide the conversation and capture notes. You'll have approximately 15 minutes. When time is up, you'll automatically return to the main room where we'll look at themes that emerged from your discussions. We want to show everyone how to participate and share your voice during those breakout sessions. On your computer screen, you'll see the React button. It's usually along the bottom of your Zoom window. Then you will click Raise Hand. If you're on a phone or tablet, you may need to tap your screen first to see the menu. When you click More, select Raise Hand. This lets us know you'd like to speak and helps us to make sure everyone has a chance to share. When it's your turn, one of the facilitators will call on you by name. At that point, you can unmute yourself and share your thoughts. You're also welcome to participate using the chat. To open the chat, click the chat button at the bottom of your screen. On a mobile device, tap your screen and then select Chat. You can type questions, comments, or ideas at any time. Our facilitators will monitor the chat and bring comments into the discussion as we go. Before we go into breakout rooms, Tina's going to recap the norms for us.
You're amazing, Diane. Before we head into our breakout rooms, here's a quick reminder of our voice norms. Value everyone's input and observe the meeting etiquette by muting until you have been recognized to speak. You can interact by using the chat in your breakout rooms to share your ideas, and please remember that your chats will be saved. Continue with intention so there's time for everyone, and engage fully. We are now ready for breakout rooms.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to open the breakout rooms momentarily. You'll see a button to join the room. Just click that button to enter the breakout room. You should see the join button on your screen now. Just click the join button to join your breakout room. If you're watching on YouTube, I will share the questions momentarily. All right. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, we would like your input as well. We'll start with our first question. All of these questions are also being shown in our breakout rooms. So while the Zoom participants are in the breakout rooms, I'll share the questions here in the YouTube chat. If you'd like to respond, you can post your comment in the YouTube chat. You may need to be logged in to YouTube to respond. If you're unable to respond in the YouTube chat, you will have an opportunity to provide your thoughts at the end of the meeting in the Microsoft form that we're going to share. Our first question is, what are common misconceptions and fears with artificial intelligence or AI? If you're watching on YouTube and you'd like to post in the chat, please feel free to do so. Again, we will have the opportunity in the Microsoft form at the end of our session today to also give feedback. I'm going to give about 3 minutes for you to respond here, and then I will move on to the next question. All right, we're going to move on to question number 2. Question number 2: how do you think St. Johns County School District should prepare teachers and students for a world where AI is everywhere? We definitely want to hear comments. I do see that we have some comments in our YouTube chat. Thank you so much for sharing that information. We are going to take all of the information that you are sharing and here in YouTube and in our breakout rooms and share that with our cohorts so that they have all of that information. I'm going to give about 2 more minutes if people want to comment on this question or the first question. They're both in the chat there, so you can comment on either question. Feel free to do so. If you're in the main room, you should be assigned to a breakout room, and once you see that join option on your screen, go ahead and click that join button so you can join one of the breakout rooms and have your voice heard. All right. Thank you for sharing in our YouTube chat. I love that we're getting this information from you. We are getting a lot of information from the breakout rooms as well. So this is very valuable to our cohorts. I'm going to go ahead and put the third question in our chat, and then I'll show that on our screen. The third question is, what would help build trust that AI is being used safely in schools? I'm going to give about 2 more minutes in our for this question. Thank you to those people. I know some people you're typing. Take your time. This chat is still going to be open. Even after we move on, I don't want you to miss the rest of the information, but we do want to hear your comments and your feedback. I see we have one comment in the chat that says nothing. If you wouldn't mind expanding on that, just so we know what you're referring to. Is that for question 3, or is that for one of the other questions? I know sometimes it takes a little while to type and get them in, so I may have gone on to that third question before you got to have that answer. So I just want to make sure we have all of the information. If you're watching on YouTube, I see there's more comments coming in. Keep those comments coming in. We do want all the information that we can get from our stakeholders so that we can share with our cohorts and make sure they have the best information as they move forward. It looks like a lot of our participants are returning from their breakout rooms. I am sure you had some great discussions in the breakout rooms. Welcome back. We're going to wait for all participants to return to the main room, and then we'll continue with our presentation. If you're watching on YouTube, that chat is still open. If you didn't get to finish writing your comments, all 3 questions are in the chat on YouTube. If you want to add any other comments, you can do that at this time. So we're just waiting for the remaining participants to come on back. So we're going to give it about 30 more seconds for everyone to be back in place and ready to go.
Shh, I didn't get to 3.
All right, Ms. Dixon, it looks like everyone's back from the breakout rooms. I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you, and welcome back, everyone. Ms. Hemby, we heard you. We know that question 3 is a really important question. So, Dr. Lawson, can you go back to question number 3, please? If you'll take our presentation back to question number 3. It is, what would help build trust that AI is being used safely and transparently in schools? What would help build trust that AI is being used safely and transparently in schools? And while you may not have gotten a chance to answer, here in our Zoom breakout rooms. If you will maybe jot that question down, because you will have a chance at the end of this session that we're having tonight to add your thoughts to a form that we will use to inform our cohorts. So we want to make sure that you know what that question was, question number 3, so that maybe you can speak to that when you complete the form at the end of this. Again, welcome back, everyone. And at this time, we'd love to hear some takeaways from each breakout room. Amelia, did you have any insightful comments regarding misconceptions or our community would like to dispel regarding AI?
Participants voiced that they were worried that students would rely too much on AI and stop learning how to think or write or problem solve on their own. So that was one of the big takeaways at the first question. So I jotted that down. There were several rich discussions that did take place.
Oh, thank you for sharing this concern. It was very similar. There were very similar comments on our live YouTube channel. Questions around student dependence and critical thinking are common and also important. This feedback would be explored in both the classroom and teacher use cohorts and the student voice cohort. So we'll definitely get to that discussion and address those concerns. Tina, were there any innovative ideas on professional learning and instruction for teachers and students?
It was, and I apologize. My group was having a wonderful discussion in group 2. And one of the things that we heard in our breakout room was that teachers need training before students use AI. If educators aren't comfortable, it will be confusing and misused.
I agree. Thanks for that input. Preparing educators is our first priority for sure. And we've heard that often. This feedback will be addressed in the professional learning cohort. So you'll look for those comments when that cohort meets. Allison, I think you were our final breakout room. What trust strategies were shared that will ensure safety and transparency as we enter the wide open world of artificial intelligence?
Well, Ms. Dixon, just like Ms. Hemby, we didn't have a ton of time on question number 3, so I'm eager to hear some additional responses in our form later today. But our stakeholders did comment that they would like clearer communication about AI tools, what is being used and why it's being used.
Great suggestion for our board policy and operational safety cohorts. Transparency and communication are essential to building trust. So again, we'll share that feedback. Before I move on, I do want to give Dr. Lawson an opportunity. She sort of facilitated an impromptu group that was only able to respond in the chat. Was there a specific important takeaway that you heard when you were asking questions of our live YouTube audience, Dr. Lawson?
Yeah, I think a lot of the comments reflect what was already said. I do want to point this one out. About one of the misconceptions that people have is that there's no input no human input needed or involved in using AI. And really, we need that human, authentic intelligence as much more than the artificial intelligence. So, teaching students and teachers the value of it, but the value of our human intelligence as input.
Absolutely. I like that other AI that you just used, that authentic intelligence. So that's really important. Thanks so much, team. Your thoughtful conversations and ideas from your breakout rooms will play an essential part in shaping the work of our AI task force. Now, let's take a look at next steps. This slide shows a high-level view of how the AI task force work unfolds over time. I want to walk through it season by season, keeping in mind that this timeline is fluid and may change as we learn more and gather feedback. So here we are in winter 2026, where we have begun with listening and learning. This includes tonight's AI task force input meeting and the start of our focus cohorts. These cohorts meet to gather perspectives, questions, and ideas related to the use of AI across the district.
In spring 2026, facilitators come together to review the work of the cohorts and share recommendations. During this time, we also align district AI goals to the St. Johns County School District strategic plan and ensure recommendations align with guidance from the Florida Department of Education. These recommendations are shared with district leadership for feedback and consideration.
In summer 2026, AI cohort recommendations are shared with the school board, and an AI plan for the 2026 through 2027 school year is established. This is also when we focus on communicating the AI plan with district stakeholders, so there is a shared understanding and clarity moving forward.
In fall of 2026, we continue supporting St. Johns County School District stakeholders as AI advances both in and out of the classroom. This includes ongoing communication, guidance, and support as practices evolve.
In winter 2027, we revisit district AI goals to ensure continued alignment with the district strategic plan and update guidance from the Florida Department of Education, recognizing that AI and its impacts on education will continue to change.
Thank you, team. When we refer to district stakeholders, we mean parents and guardians, teachers, students, district staff, community members, business partners. That's all of you. Your voices are critical throughout this process. This timeline is intended to be flexible and responsive, allowing the district to move forward thoughtfully as needs, guidance, and opportunities evolve. Now is the call to action. If you're interested in joining a focus cohort or have additional input, please scan the QR code, click the link that Dr. Lawson is placing in the chat, or type in the web address that's on the screen to complete the form. For those of you watching on YouTube, we will also add the link to this form on YouTube in the YouTube chat. We know you may have additional questions or input. There is space in the survey for your comments and questions, all of which will be shared with each of the cohorts and addressed during your upcoming meetings. We will pause here to give you time to complete the form. In the meantime, we're also dropping links to our webpage in the chat. Here you can find the AI guidance documents that Dr. Lawson shared earlier. The link to the page has also been added to the YouTube chat. Thank you for being here today. We will use the feedback and input from this virtual meeting to decide the agenda of the cohorts. We look forward to being a partner with you as we move forward with AI education in the St. Johns County School District. That form will remain open for about another week. You are welcome to share it with folks in the community. We hope that even if they didn't get a chance to join us here tonight, they can view the recording on our YouTube channel and complete the form from our website. So please share it around, and we hope to see each of you in at least one of our cohorts. Team, if you'll come on camera and say goodnight, you are amazing. Thanks so much. Thanks to all of you from our district and from our community that joined us tonight. Happy AI.